Look out. David, you just caught you busting it, buddy. That's some of the whitest dance moves ever. Oh, come on. Well, I don't even think that thing showed up, man. I still gotta figure
I
that
saw
out.
it.
I saw it too, but I didn't see it on the YouTube. Who knows?
Who knows?
Listen. This is why this is all free, because we are far from paid professionals. I certainly am. Now I'm losing my mouse. This is all getting bad.
It went on. I saw it. I just looked at it.
All
It was
right.
on there.
All right. Well, that's we aim to please. We're here to really put the
Nice.
sizzle.
Nice.
We're here to put the sizzle on the every other
I'm
thing.
not sure. Do you want to change the topic to best VC intros, right? Best intros into VC. Is that what you want to change the topic to?
I'm working on it. I only have a staff of 0 behind the scenes on this one. So, but anywho, all right. Well, this is another episode of Surface Noise, our bi-weekly presentation that provides titillation to your ultimate sensations. As David Bianco's eyes just got about.
Titta what?
This is Concert Buddy, the host with the least, bringing it back. I'm joined by some familiar faces here on the dais. Let's start with the solid gold reject, David Bianco of Safe and Sound Texas Audio Excursion. David, how are you?
Yeah, I didn't make that audition. I don't know what happened.
How about Star Search? Did you ever audition for Star Search?
Sultry.
And then the self-proclaimed #1 most hated in the VC. Maybe we'll get into that in this presentation. Jason Rojas won. Step up.
Dastardly Dan.
Look, this guy's got all the avatars. Jason, how are you?
I'm doing all right. Thank you, Chance, for getting me on here. You know, it's hard to be the most hated, you know.
Hey, listen, you're the best at something. Take pride. Right. And then coming in from the Empire State, the one, the only, Arnaldo at Fidelios_frequency. Arnaldo, how are you doing?
Good evening, Chance. Good evening, David and Jason. I'm well. I'm dealing with some technical issues, but
is that why you're using that robotic voice? That was like, I don't know who we were talking to. AI?
I don't know. Maybe it's the connection.
No, you're all good. That's giving you trouble. Well, this is Surface Noise. We try to keep it somewhat interesting around here. And if you've watched any of the Concert Buddy programming of late, you know that I'm in the middle of what all record collectors, well, most that I know, seemingly do not like. And I can firmly attest that moving your record collection is the worst. It's not the worst like Steve Carlson and your records get lost in a flood. I'm going to be very clear. Natural disasters notwithstanding.
That actually happened to him?
Oh, yeah. Steve Carlson, yeah, he had literally a dam broke in his township, and his basement got flooded. This is actually one of the shining moments of the VC years ago. There was a rally. There was a fundraising initiative. There was people. That's how I got to know Steve, as I heard about all this and then sent him some records, and now I have a nice little relationship with Steve. I'd like to think he actually was on the podcast. It dropped yesterday. Cheap plug, which the video will be coming out Sunday. So
he had a successful fundraiser without any drama. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Zero drama. There. As far as I understand it, now I wasn't fully ingrained in the fiber of the vinyl community. I was just a lurker at that time. And as far as I can tell, there was no hit videos. There was no diss tracks. There was no,
scooters.
There was no scooter talk. There was no orphans. I mean, all these things that I'm learning about is the orphans thing. By the way, side note, the orphans thing predated me, so that was an interesting catch-up situation. But I mean, goodness gracious. So, anywho, moving is the worst. Moving your record collection right up there, and so that's kind of our topic tonight. So we'll kind of be getting into it because I think, is it safe to say, boys, that we've all moved our records at one point or another? I know Arnaldo and I have talked about this. David, you're a gypsy. You've moved so many times. Man gypsy. What's a man gypsy? Are you a man gypsy?
If they're horny, it's me. I guess I would be.
And obviously, Jason, just coming off a fresh move, went south. He actually took your records to the warmth.
Right. There was like a timetable, when the heat was about to come and you had to empty that moving truck.
So well, we'll get into that. I mean, I'm assuming you used a U-Haul or some kind of truck like that.
Yes. Used a U-Haul with a ramp. Let's be clear here.
Be clear, yeah.
And we already have the immortal Chauncey Phillips saying you aren't getting any free records, Chance. Well, it's funny you say that because I'm not, but I know some in the community are really asking for some, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm getting real bitter. This move is making me real salty. I try not to be salty, but man, my back. I just moved I moved 8 boxes today over to the new house in one day. Yeah, well,
8 boxes.
Well, no, that's not the whole collection. That's just today's tally. That is, I think.
What are they? 12 by 12 boxes?
Yeah, they're U-Hauls, which we'll get into in a little bit. Yeah. But let's go ahead and throw up. Boom, the scroll. Moving records, worst part of record collecting. So it sounds like we've all moved records at one point or another. David, let's take a trip down memory lane. And hang on, I got something real clever for this. You ready? We're really sprucing up the program, David. Hang on a second. Let's take that trip down memory lane and tell us about the last time you moved your records.
The last time? Oh, I was going to say about the first time anyway.
Well, either time or any time. Tell us about it.
So my records have been, just as an overview, from Indiana to Florida, back to Indiana, to Denver, to Houston, to Ohio, to Virginia, and back to Texas.
So which states have they not been in? Is that an easier answer?
Shorter list, right?
Okay.
So I've done it many times. I never got rid of my records, so they've all cumulatively come with me. So, the last time we did it, it was local, so it wasn't quite as bad. We had time going into a new house, and we still had the old house, and, it wasn't quite as bad. But the biggest issue to me is when you're having other people move you, like a moving company.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to really be careful about where they put stuff and how they do it. And it always ended up that I always carried all of my records in my own van. I never ended up letting them take it.
So real quick question, did this van have windows? I just need to know just so I can understand.
Yeah,
windowless van.
The old Chrysler, Dodge kind of van.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
But I had curtains. So
So it wasn't a shaggin' wagon. That's when you be very clear. Okay.
Well, only when the curtains were closed. But no, it
was a kidnap van.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever you need to smuggle. So what I learned is, in watching them do what they do, I just couldn't. It was kind of like saying, "Here, why don't you put my kids back there and take them from Virginia to Texas? Put them just in the back." And so, I'd say that if you really your equipment, same kind of thing, especially your equipment that could be punctured, speakers, your turntables, getting those locked down and not having the dust covers broken, So I think you really got to decide, a process that's going to yield you a highest degree of positive outcome you can guarantee, because third parties don't look at that equipment the way you do, or the records the way you do.
Yeah. So they're just looking at widgets and just trying to get it done as possible. And we'll talk about efficiency here in a little bit, but
yeah.
Well, Arnaldo, you and I have talked about this. We talked about it when you were a guest on Vinyl Community Podcast about moving, and I believe I'm gonna, if I badger it, tell me so. But I've used this line to like 5 people this week, and I've referenced you. And I said I talked to my friend Arnaldo, and his line was, the next time you move, it's only going to be suitcases. Is that right? And when you said it originally months ago, I was like, oh yeah, that's nice. But man, how could you leave those records behind? I'm telling you what, and we'll get into this too. It's crossed my mind several times. Like, why am I doing this? Well, why am I breaking my back? But Arnaldo?
Well, because I believe we moved into what is our dream apartment. That's why I said it.
I've never heard those two words together before.
Yeah, people usually say dream house.
Right,
but,
right.
It's an apartment. It's pretty big. So, yeah, I think we're going to be here for a while. And that's why I said the next time we move, it's to retire, and we're only moving with suitcases.
Well, I'm at a similar point in my life where I think this next house will be hopefully 20 plus, but I'm like you.
So you could say it now, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. The baton was handed off. I didn't understand it at the time, but when you planted that seed, now that I'm living this existential crisis of the back and the body and the record collection. And well, there's things, and I've talked to you about this, Arnaldo. There's things I'm discovered about my collection. I had no idea. There's seam split records that weren't seam split before, but yet I haven't touched them in years. Unbelievable. Anyway,
and also one thing I wanted to say. I mean, it's fine if you move to this house and you're going to retire in that house. That's totally fine. I don't plan on retiring in New York City. That's why I said what I said, because I plan on retiring somewhere else other than New York City. Therefore, I'm not bringing everything with me.
That makes sense. Well, Sean Howard raises a point, and this is something I've really contemplated here lately. He says, not long ago, I was happiest in my life, I suppose. All my possessions down to what I could carry, not anymore. Listen, minimalism is something I try to practice in a lot of parts of my life. Particularly if you notice my wardrobe, I'm really consolidating. I'm black t-shirt situation outside of this one. But the record collection were the two things I was really just holding on to. But here lately, I'm starting to really ponder. Now, Jason, being outside of myself in the middle of hell, you just went through moving your collection. First of all, how many records did you move from old location to new location?
I did not count them. All I know is how many boxes I bought from the record store.
So you bought them from the record store. Interesting. Okay.
Because you're either going to get the U-Haul box. I guess we can talk about that later, right?
Yep.
But you want to get a box with handles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And the U-Haul box, spoiler alert, has handles. Well, the handles do not sustain. We'll get into that in a little bit.
Openings.
Yeah, they have openings. Whether or not those are glorifiable handles, the jury is out. So let's kind of get into it. We've been around the horn. Clearly, I've talked about my situation a little bit, but let's kind of get into it. The first part of this, and thanks to Jason being a good thought partner and helping me dissect the topic beforehand. But the first part of this is, can records be moved efficiently? Jason, is this possible, or is it a pipe dream?
With the OBC shrink ray gun, you will be able to shrink ray your boxes.
Patent pending. Gorgeous.
Who's in the pool? You're talking about shrinkage. What?
Can you move it efficiently? Sure. Don't do it during the heat. Don't do it during the summer.
Amen.
Okay. Don't be like this fool.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was
or the one above you.
Listen, August. Guys, I've sweat so much. I didn't think I could sweat this much anymore. I haven't. My basketball career is over. My running is down. But I've been sweating in places I didn't know I could sweat anymore. And it's due in part to this heat and these feet and moving these records. I'm just being honest.
I mean, you can, again, do not wear jeans.
Well, no, I mean, come on. Yeah, I'm not like a hazard in it out there. Come on, man.
I'm just trying to throw it, simple. Let's go simple here, right? Guys, totally no one's ever seen me with Nike or whatever, Reebok gear before, But I was sweating hard and moving these things in boxes. I had a dolly, thankfully. My previous apartment had an elevator, 2 working elevators. Let's be honest here.
So the penthouse, you mean, in the penthouse. So now the current place doesn't have any elevators. Not to give away the farm, but
no, I'll be honest with you. I guess there's a rule in Texas. If you only have 3 floors in your apartment complex, no elevator. Anyone knew that?
Terrible.
Everybody who built apartments knew it.
That's right. They were getting away with something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's been brutal because of that. But, I mean, luckily, all my records are kind of in storage right now. So.
Basking in the coolness of a storage unit.
Climate control.
Yep.
Climate controlled, smart. David, can records be moved efficiently? Your take.
Yeah, I'd say the matter is being organized. For me, it's always a matter. The worst event I had is in one of my moves, I had left with, I don't know, I want to say 28 boxes, and I arrived with 27.
Well, hang on a second. So I'm not real great at math, but let me pull up Microsoft Excel real quick and run a quick formula on here. So something was missing. What happened?
Well, one of our stops overnight, one of my spouses, like my only spouse. Anyway, she had rearranged some stuff in the back of the van and put some stuff for the house in between there to protect it because she was afraid it was going to get damaged. And in the process, pull one of the boxes out and put it in her car, but didn't tell me.
And has it been a while? Because I want this to trigger you and cause marital happenstance.
It was a long time ago.
Okay. So I mean, but I'm sure you knew what was in that box.
Yeah, I'm like, what happened to SA to SS? I'm missing SA to SS. What happened? And no response, and it's like, a couple of days later, she goes, yeah, there's still a box in my car. It's yours, right? And I'm like, no. She's like, I think it is. It has those letters on it. So I was relieved. I thought I was going crazy, but
that's funny.
I was relieved.
So Arnaldo, how long has it been since you moved into your dream apartment and had the great pleasure of moving your record?
5.5 years.
Okay. And is it still just like a black eye on the sole and the ligaments and everything like that since that happened? And was it an efficient move? More importantly, was it an efficient move?
It was, actually. We really only moved 4 blocks.
Oh.
But only the really delicate stuff we moved ourselves. All the records were in boxes, properly lined with bubble wrap on all 4 sides, like the bottom, all 4 sides, and the top. So all 6 sides were bubble wrapped before I closed them. All indexed because I had all my records alphabetized. So I had all the letters per box. And the movers were really good. Everything arrived, undamaged. They just sat in boxes for quite a bit.
That's what I'm anticipating, because I'm seeing this graveyard of boxes already in our location where I'm going to probably put them back
Can
up.
I give you some advice?
I'm looking for it.
Do not stack them.
Uh-oh.
Because they tend to buckle slowly.
Bow.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Because I've got 2-fers. I'm not going higher than 2, but you're saying don't
2
stack
is fine.
Because that's
2 is fine. But those boxes get pretty heavy, and
yes,
if you're using the U-Haul boxes, which I think are the same ones, or I think we were using those. Yeah, they're not the sturdiest cardboard for.
Even with 2, you could generate some seam splits if something sensible.
I don't know how you could get seam splits with records not moving. If staying in one static place.
Arnaldo, listen, I was talking to somebody today, and we were trying to retcon this because it has been the great mystery of my packing and unpacking of records here lately. That records, again, I haven't even seen in years that I know did not have seam splits. I even have them in Discogs cataloged as, this is a splendid copy. I would never call something a splendid copy if it has a seam split. And what does it have? I pull it out, seam split. Come on. But we'll get into that. I don't want to start crying in front. I don't want to be a grown man crying on this presentation. But talking about the boxes, this is a good segue into best practices for moving your collection. So the way I'm going about it, and you guys tell me if I'm completely insane, is I am literally taking them from my shelf, because I've only processed maybe a third of my collection where I put the record behind the sleeve. I'm using the vinyl storage solution sleeves, cheap plug, and
10% off.
Yeah, 10% off if you use VCP10 or Concert Buddy, BUDDIE. Thank you, Arnold. Arnaldo's always great about just giving me that extra little push to make sure I get that point across. Anyway, I digress. But so it became very clear I'm not going to be able to clean and get all these records processed. And as I said, when I was pulling them off the shelf, I started some seam splits. So now I'm in panic mode, and I'm literally, if they're sealed, I'm opening them and I'm just throwing them in a sleeve, records behind there. And anyway, I'm trying to avoid seam splits at all costs at this point. It's almost like there's a leak in the boat because it's almost everything. I'll show you an example, and you guys will probably laugh because it's not a bad seam split. So I have Van Halen Balance. This is a treat. I got this years ago for $20. Okay, still in shrink, mind you, at Butte. I had in my Discogs, still in shrink, splendid copy. So I pull it from the shelf, and this is before the record was behind it. I hadn't processed this one fully yet. And you probably can't see it, but it is a baby. It's a little baby.
It's a starter.
It's a starter of a split. And again, I haven't touched this record in about 4 years since I got it. I can't figure it out. It makes no sense to me. Now, the only thing that I'm kind of kicking around is maybe because of the old. Well, first of all, I'm sure the materials they're using probably weren't that great back then. I'm sure it's not high quality cardboard. I'll say that. But I'm wondering if it's still being in shrink has something to do with it. Here's why I say that, because I pulled another record I had recently, same condition, and I know because I just got it 6 months ago, and I just set it to the side, and it was like literally just leaning on another box for like 2 days, and I went to get it, and the whole thing had bowed. The shrink had made the actual cardboard bow, and then I noticed a seam split.
It's called shrink for a reason.
Well, no, I get it, but usually you have to have heat to condense it. So I don't know.
Correct. Is it? Do you have AC in your entire house?
Yes.
Because I could only think that what caused the shrink to shrink is that it was like 95, 100 degrees in that room.
No, it's very controlled. There's 2 vents. They actually air return vent in the. I mean, I don't know. Anyway.
This is a very controversial topic. You're saying that the plastic outer sleeve is causing seam splits.
No, I'm saying that the shrink still left on the jacket from when it was originally in shrink. Somehow I don't know. This is all speculative.
La. You're saying that the outer sleeve is causing seam splits.
I don't know how.
See what I'm saying here?
Pretty much, but listen, I can't retcon it any other way because this record's been on the shelf for 4 years, not touched. How does it get a seam split?
I have opened sealed records in shrink that were like 40 years in that, and when you slice it on the side and open it, it opens. It goes like this. So that tension that is already in there, and as soon as you did this, it released it. So I've visually seen that.
Well, all I know is it's upset me. But let's get off that. This is my soapbox. I'm gonna get off the soapbox. Let's talk about that.
Just get in touch with MoFi. They'll figure it out for you.
Well, speaking of which, I need to fill in my claim. That's a whole other thing. I'm behind schedule on sending that stuff back.
I was just gonna put out a video on that.
So Matt Prime Analog Record says heat plus time equals shrinkage. Well, guys, I'm telling you, these things
also can cause that. But that's
there's a lot of things that can cause that. But let's get back to the topic at hand. Best practices. So we were talking about the boxes earlier. So I'm using the U-Haul, the 12 3/4 by 12 3/4. From my research beforehand, it seemed to be pretty standard, pretty safe. I use triple tape on the seams. It has those goofy handles, but again, they're just holes. Literally, do not hear. If you're listening to this now, never lift by those handles because they literally will rip apart. You might as well just put them like on your back or something.
You got a tape. I don't know if you knew that. Like when you put it together, should I show you? I have a box.
Please, demonstration situation. Let's do it.
Oh my gosh! All right.
For those on the podcast.
Yes, this is going to be a visual demonstration, but I'll try to do the play-by-play like Marv Albert or Bob Costas. Or
holy cow! Look at that tape.
That's funny. All right, so what do we have here? Making it big. Here we go. Show us.
Now you see this is some.
That's right. So it's flapped. The handle is compromised. That's right. Terrible.
Yeah, it's an opening. Like I said, it's just an opening.
What you gotta do is see that tape when you tape it, you gotta put the tape. Does everyone see this?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So you reinforce the handle.
Yes.
The top part goes up through the top part, and you reinforce that.
You got it.
Gotcha.
Wow, this is like more lessons than the morning show. Oh my gosh.
I'll drink to
that. Well, I mean, point noted, and I don't disagree with that. I wish, and quite frankly, I would never feel good about pulling by the handles anyway, even if I reinforce it, because I still think the element of the weight could potentially shift it. That's just my neuroses.
Take the load off, Fanny.
Oh man,
I'm sorry.
Karaoke Bianco is here. If you send a super chat, we'll get David to quit singing. So, So Jason, you said you obviously have the U-Haul boxes, but you bought some boxes from a record store. Tell us about that.
So those are just the common like white boxes. I think everyone's seen a couple of them. Let me see if I'll get one. Give me a second here. I can't believe I'm lifting this. This is
Uh-oh. Jason, don't hurt yourself. We don't have insurance on this program.
We have a work-related injury here. I'm going to call OSHA.
OSHA compliant. All right, here we go. Making you bigger.
Everyone knows these famous white boxes, right?
Right.
Those look like comic book boxes.
Yeah, but they also have the ones for the records.
Yeah, and that handle's way below in the middle of the box.
Yes. So because it's lower, right?
Okay.
It doesn't have that opportunity to rip.
It's not going to crack. Oh my gosh. Why am I the only one doing the heavy lifting here? It's awful.
Literally.
Seriously.
Let's give him a hand, guys.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So let me ask you this. But the difference between the two boxes, obviously the handle location.
Mhm.
If you were to recommend somebody, which box, if it cost is no consideration, and maybe we'll get into that, is one better than the other? Your estimation?
The white boxes, because you can reuse them. You want to use them later. This is the perfect box to move the records.
Okay. And can I ask? I mean, I'm sure the more you buy, the cheaper it is. But is the white box cost commensurate? Because the U-Haul boxes are about $1 a piece, a little bit less, at least in my area.
So this is a little bit more. I think it's between what, 8 and 10. I think at this current market.
$8 a box.
Mm-hmm.
Holy smokes! I mean,
It's
inflation station. Holy shit! $8 a box, a large collection. So how many of those boxes? Well, we're not gonna do the math. Did you get more U-Haul boxes for this move, or more of those boxes?
Well, I was experimenting with them during like the pre-move again, using the U-Haul boxes for the regular LPs.
Right.
I felt very unsafe with them.
Mm.
So I only use the U-Haul boxes for the box sets.
May I suggest another type?
You may.
Please.
And I see this at record shows. They carry them around in tubs.
Yeah.
The plastic tubs.
Yeah, I've seen that. But let's talk about the cost piece of that. I'm gonna ballpark it and say those tubs are probably $2 or $3 or $4 or $5 a piece. Whereas again, if you're moving volume, which is what I'm doing,
you can get the bigger tubs that are like, I think they're like at Target, aren't they around $10?
$11, yeah.
And you could fit probably the equivalent of 2 of the U-Haul boxes in there, right?
2.5.
Right.
I did it with my buddy Armando. Yeah.
And they have really good handles. Probably you're going to need 2 people for each box once you load it. Right.
That's right.
Well, here's the rub. I'm stubborn, and so I'm moving these myself. So yes, if it's a 2-person job, and I see Brad Thiel's in here, and he even brings up the question: don't you guys know about using a dollar? Yes, I'm well educated. I've done warehouse work. I understand how all that works.
But you still need to carry it from the truck
Point
to
A
the
to point B. That's right. So we don't have elevators. Believe it or not,
up 3 floors. Could be
Concert Buddy Studios does not have an elevator. It does not have a wait staff or a help staff or a dolly system. But what we do have is just pure grade A muscle. And so I'm
going to the
just a dumb waiter.
What'd you say, Ronaldo? Sorry.
Are they going to the basement?
Yeah. So yeah, that seems to be where I'm being.
Are you? Does it have access to the outside?
No, I don't have a rear entry, so I'm literally going down steps.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you guys. My back. I'm gonna be in a body cast by Tuesday. Count on it.
So, I'm going to tell you something, Chance. 2 men in a truck.
No.
To prepay for 1 hour. College hunks. You're prepaying for 2 hours. I don't know if you knew that.
I'm not going to ask how you found out about college hunks. I think that is we're not getting any kickbacks on that promotion. So, but two men in a truck is a very common service, at least national brand. But like David said earlier, I just could not trust people to handle those. Even if you tell them, it's just, I don't know. It's a neuroses that I have. That's why
records. Oh, that's cool. I ain't seen one of those in 40 years.
Right. Yeah. Then you got to have the terrible conversation. That's a whole side thing. But just knowing my own personal neuroses. I mean, you guys heard me cry about seam splits. You think I'm gonna let Captain Cool and the guy fresh off the boat, with no natural papers, just grab my stuff and handle it however they want? No way. Or college hunks. No, I'm not gonna let 2 college hunks move my stuff. Sorry, no way. I don't care how good looking they are, how many rippled muscles they have, or how many times they've been doing this. No way. Not happening. Not happening, Captain. Not happening.
This show is not sponsored by College Hunks.
Listen, I'm going to say it enough. Maybe they're going to get wind. The algorithm will push this content to them, and there'll be a co-branding. And listen, I
10 concert buddy is a discount for College Hunks.
If we come back when I do the first broadcast from the new house, and I'm in College Hunks, you know that there's been some backdoor dealing. I see what I did there. No, but anyway, all right. Well, the U-Haul boxes for me, that's what I'm using. David, do you weigh in on this box thing? Did you use the U-Haul boxes?
No, I used a reinforced box. It was something like the white ones. It wasn't quite that sophisticated, but it was multi-ply. And the other thing I always suggest is don't stuff the records in there like to the max. You don't want to be, because then you're really getting your, your ring wear and all that, if you don't have them protected. So give them a little bit of room to breathe.
No, I agree with that. Yeah. But I will say, and maybe I'm doing this wrong, but the records are starting to kind of nestle in there. I do a little wiggle when I'm putting them in there to kind of give them a little breathing room. So, but yeah, to your point, I mean, you don't want to overstuff them because that's bad practice. Now, Vance, I know you're in Chicago, and I know that I'm sure you had to go through some arduous moving. He said, I had to lug 30 boxes up 3 flights of stairs, no help from anyone. Vance, let's get you some friends in Chicago. College Hunks has got to have an outpost in Chicago proper.
Let me tell you something, Vance. College Hunks, 2 guys. They will get it done within an hour. There's no reason for you to do it alone.
All right, now here's an endorsement. I don't know if it's the right endorsement. Mr. Maslow says U-Haul boxes are Coleman and Dizzy Collection approved. And
what do you expect from somebody called Dizzy?
Oh no, hang on. Now we've got a mutiny in the ranks. Easy Now 27 says, is anyone going to show a metal record to keep the chicks happy? Listen, I showed you that Van Halen balance, but that don't count. I didn't really say
that's pornography. That's pornography.
But listen, we'll be showing records later. Just hang tight, hang with us. Let me get this therapy session out my way, and then we'll be showing records here. We'll get you. I promise. I promise. Mad Vinyl NYC, salute to the squad. Greetings and salutations. All right, so we talked boxes. We're talking movers. It sounds like most of us have moved these. Arnaldo, you did hire movers, though. You did say that earlier.
Yes.
But you said they did a good job. Were you at any point nervous about how they handled your cargo, or were you there to like just constantly hawk eye them?
Again, the move, I've supervised everything. At least what was happening leaving the previous location.
Mm-hmm.
I did not supervise what was happening from the elevator downstairs into the loading truck.
Sure.
Yeah, but they were using dollies. So once they put everything on the dolly, which I saw them, then it went into the elevator, out the elevator, and then on the dolly, I guess that's when they loaded it into truck. And it all looked fine to me.
Were they stacking them more than 2 high on the dolly?
Again, I don't know, but the trip was so short.
Yeah.
It's a 10-minute drive, not even. So
you'd be surprised how quick it seems.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Well,
yeah. Even if you don't even look at the records,
a box tips over. That's it.
So Ricefield Records is here, and I know he just moved. Hang on, I hit the wrong comment. He says if you have to use U-Haul boxes and take all the edges, tape. I think he meant tape all the edges with craft tape. Now it's funny you bring that up because I do have very strong tape. When I used to sell records more regularly, I was very proud of this high durable, high redeeming value tape because you can get that cheap tape at the dollar store, and you're foolish.
Duct tape, man.
Yeah, duct tape. I mean, as long as it's like I don't even know I'm not even gonna pretend to know any kind of chemical properties of tape. All I know is this is very durable, and it's very sticky. But also, I use 3, layers of it to make sure that it's reinforced.
Ogres have layers.
Malaya is throwing some heat at you, Arnaldo. I would totally be throwing Arnaldo's records if I was the moving men. Come on. Come on, Arnaldo's a nice guy. I don't picture Arnaldo standing there with a clipboard just overseeing this operation. I just picture him just being around just in case of calamity to like make a decision. Is that safe to say, Arnaldo? Was that a good read of your experience?
Yes.
I see him with a video
I,
camera.
I took extra care in packing them. Like I said, I lined all the boxes with bubble wrap, the thinner bubble wrap.
Sure. Makes sense.
And they stayed packed for at least 8 months. Can you believe that?
And is that because in the new spot you hadn't set up your shelving, or you still?
Well, we hadn't renovated yet, so I didn't want to unbox everything before the whole space was renovated. So they stayed packed for about 8 months, and yeah, and then at that point, when I unboxed everything, everything looked fine. I can't complain of any damages.
So Mazzy, again, I'm gonna plug it for him. He's going to go visit you guys in New York in October. Instead of hanging with the homies in Austin, he's going to go to New York, and it sounds like a big old sleepover over at Arnaldo's. And this question is Arnaldo moving before I get to his place? Confirm or deny?
Obviously, Mazzy has not been following the streams from the beginning.
We call that convenient viewership around here. Yes.
Right. I think David, Chance, and Jason know when the last time I moved was, right?
Right. And you said you're not.
And I also said that I'm not moving until I retire.
And the password is dream apartment.
So
that's funny.
No, I am not. No, I am not moving before October. When is it? 13th, right? At the WFMU starts.
Yeah, 50% of our panel is going to this. Unless David, you're going too. Are you going?
No, I'm going to Austin.
That's you're going. Yeah, see, Jason's a double agent. But that's because he lives in Austin. Jason, if you were still in your old locale, I'm going to put you on the spot. Would you go to New York and Austin, or would you have gone and made the right choice and go to Austin instead?
That's hard to say, Chance.
Wrong answer. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. There's only one answer, and that was the wrong one. So Russell has an interesting comment. I used the U-Haul boxes, but had nightmares about dropping one on a corner. No problems, but as Arnaldo says, I didn't leave them stacked for very long. Well, fair enough. Like I said, I'm you rolling the dice. I'm only going up 2. Hopefully there's going to be no damage. I did actually write on some of the boxes to know what some of the more important records, if you will, so to speak, are, just because I wanted to give them a little preferential treatment, because if there was a calamity and something happened to those, I'd be mad if any of my records were kind of messed up, but some are more important than others. I'm sure you guys can relate to that. So Matt, Prime Analog Records says to secure your audio equipment, use painter blue tape.
Correct.
I will. Okay. That's a good one, because I haven't even thought about moving my equipment yet, but I'm going to have to. So the records are like really top of mind, because I can always.
The equipment was moved by us. Yeah, I don't.
So you guys wouldn't even let anybody touch it.
We did not entrust the movers with the TV, I believe, and all the stereo equipment. Yeah.
All right. Well, now let's put a bow on this topic for the podcast, and obviously we freestyle after this presentation. But this is the one that when it was brought up, hang on, I got to hide this comment. Apologies. Hide current comment. Thank you. This is the one that, again, my thought partner Jason on this, it's like he's reading my mind, because there's been many moments, and maybe it was just through his experience. I'll ask you here in a second. But as I've been packing, and as I've had this male pattern problem with these seam splits and all that kind of stuff, it's really made me reevaluate: is this worth all the hassle? And I have never considered this. I'm being serious. Listen, this is like a Ricky Lake episode. If you don't know who Ricky Lake is, Google it. But I'm confessing. This is like Usher. I'm confessing. And it made me think, is this worth the squeeze? Is this juice worth the squeeze? Because there's so many boxes, and I'm lifting them, moving them, and the seam splitting, and then I'm going to have to unpack them. I haven't even talked about unpacking them. I'm just packing them and move them to the new place. I've got to set up a new situation. So Jason, is this the reason you threw this one at me? Is that because you too, during your moving process, and you moved before, because you used to have 10,000 records, I think you told me?
Yes. So back in 2005, 2006, I believe, before I was part of this whole VC, thing. Like I own 10,000 records. It's hard to believe. Like I'm not bragging.
Well, let me ask you this before you continue to elaborate. Were you sleeping on the U-Haul boxes like Alex Rodriguez did in Record Safari? Because that's a problem. I mean, that guy. How could you bring a partner back of any denomination, and it's a mattress on top of U-Haul boxes of records? I mean, good.
Well, that'll create seam splits right there.
Well, David making a point. David making a point. But anyway, Jason. So yeah. So tell us about that.
Well, I just had them in crates at the time, and
10,000 in crates.
yeah.
Wow.
And I learned how to stack up the crates, because if you stack up crates, right, in a kind of like in a shelf way, they would lean, right?
Sure.
But if you take the crate, and I had like wood panels, between the shelving, right, as the shelving. So the thing is, you would put the first crate from the base, we'll call it the base, maybe 2 inches from the wall. The next step would be 1.5 inches. Do you see what's going on? So then it wasn't going to be leaning away from the wall. It would be leaning against, like towards the wall.
So you're using some real geometry principles here. I like it. That's really smart.
That's partly the Pythagorean theorem right there, I think.
Yeah, I mean, this is some real smarty stuff. I like it.
So then if you had to move, then they were already in the crates, you see. So.
But you haven't, because you've told us before in other places, like you still have records in storage. So, I mean, I don't know if you have an account on your current collection, but clearly you didn't move your full collection to Austin with you.
There's a couple of them with like Indiana Jones's bones and all that stuff.
Some Nazi uniforms in there. Yeah, sure, of course, yeah.
The Ark of the Covenant. I'm the one who owns that.
Oh, there it is. I knew you for a reason, and now I found the reason. What about records?
So, Jason, will you be selling records at the Austin Record Show? Is that?
I had thought about it, really, David, but I kind of like, it's already heading to the deadline,
I've got a friend that's going to be selling there, so if you do want to sell anything, let me know. I can connect you with Armando.
Okay.
Wow. Oh, Armando's going to be selling? Vintage Mio is his shop. I know he just got. Here's a plug for our Armando. See, I'm not going to mess it up, because we've got Arnaldo and Armando. Big difference. I know Arnaldo has been called Armando on other streams that were named nameless, that actually aired today, as a matter of fact. But I'm going to keep those names separate. Anyway, David, plug his new shop, because I know he's moving.
Yeah, Vintage Mio. He was in a place near the silos in Waco. Now he's going to be about a few blocks over, but he's got a much bigger space, and it's just him. So he should be opening sometime later in September.
But he's going to be selling in Austin. That's fun.
He's going to be selling in Austin. Yeah.
Awesome. I'd be happy to meet him in person. I've talked to him before. You put us in contact together.
Right.
Now, Jim Kaplan, starting some trouble.
So nice.
Record Collector News. He says it's not worth it talking about moving records. I'll be over to take the burden off your hands. This is a very kind offer.
How generous.
Jim, and you know what they say, the greatest city in the world is generosity. And I think this is a very generous offer, Jim. Let me consider it. I'll get back to you. I got to run it through legal at Concert Buddy Industries, but I'll let you know what they tell me.
I think his accountant's going to say no.
Well, no, the accountant may say it's sell high. The accountant may say this is the time before. It's just like housing prices. Get in and get out real quick.
Yeah.
So Record Hound, and I feel bad because last stream, I think his name's Darren. Tell me if I got that wrong. Was in the backstage area, and I totally missed him on our last stream. So Darren, after we get done here, if you want to come up, I'll throw you the link. You got first priority. But he says, last move, I got liquor store boxes. Most fit vinyl perfectly, but I got great 45 boxes at the comic book store. That makes complete sense. Liquor boxes would make a lot of sense, obviously, because you got glass and see, man.
But he was totally drunk when he got home. That was the problem.
Well, you have to buy the liquor in the boxes.
Oh yeah,
first,
okay.
Right?
You got, of course, you got to.
Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. Like A plus B equals C.
And you could possibly get them free if you just go to your liquor store. I don't know if you did that.
Are you, Jason? Are you advocating dumpster diving? Is this a
no? Just go to the liquor store. That's what my friend did when he moved in California recently.
Really?
Yeah, he just went to the liquor store, asked them if they had boxes. They checked the back room, and they gave them 6.
Nice. Now this is true. Mazzy brings up this point. U-Haul is excellent because they will buy back any unused boxes. This is true. They even told me when I bought a couple of reams of boxes, and they said, "Yeah, bring them back." But I'm starting to realize I'm going to use them all. It's just getting out of hand. So because and here's the other thing too. Let's put a bow on this. Would you reuse the same boxes? Let's say you moved a box full of records shelved them, and then brought it back. You would use the same box. I personally I don't think I feel comfortable double dipping in those U-Haul boxes.
I let my wife use them.
Well, yeah. If you want to move, yeah. Oh, Jason,
Again, no. This is done. It's over.
Jason shows a broken box.
Jason
handle.
shows a box with a ripped handle that he
Yes.
is now storing blankets in. Jason, is that where their blankets go? Where do they go?
This is done.
So
Great
all that said, Jason, and we'll go around the dais. These multiple moves. How seriously did you consider just either thinning the herd, like someone else said in the gallery, or just getting out of it entirely? Just getting out of the record collecting and picking up a new hobby, or starting karate, or doing something else with your time. How serious were you?
Right? Crystals. Anyway, usually I actually sell records before I do like pack them up. So this year I didn't do that. I didn't make the time to go through it. But the last time when I moved from Texas to Minnesota, I actually sold, I think, 8 or 10 boxes to Breakaway Records. And the owner couldn't believe it. He was like, "What? This is amazing. Where's the others?" And I was like, "Nah."
Jason, I have a sound effect just for that. You ready? Oh, there you go. Yeah. Look out. Breakaway is a great shop, by the way. I'm looking forward to when I come down there to check them out, because they're pretty well curated. But so the consideration of getting rid of the collection, you said you thinned it, but did you ever like say, you know what, this is just not worth the hassle? How serious did you give that thought?
Well, because of the time for me to, do the move and all this stuff, get a truck, and then come back down to Texas, like I didn't have enough time. Like you need enough time.
Yes.
But I think from my first, like that move from, oh my gosh, Texas to Minnesota, like I spent more time selling the records instead of packing the records. So that was a mistake,
Okay.
So it's all about like having enough time and putting your focus. Like if you, need to move as soon as you can, then yeah, you have no time to just go through records and pick ones to sell,
Now,
Unless
Joe,
you're ready to call one of the people from the peanut gallery, like Jim, he's ready. He's ready.
well, Joe Marino's got a really great idea. He says, sell all your records and become a college hunk. Great idea.
Great
idea. Joe, you're literally the think tank. This is becoming a think tank right before our eyes. So Arnaldo, I'm sure you moved a couple times with records. Your most recent being 5 years ago. Mazzy, take notes, 5 years ago. Did at any point the hassle, did you say, you know what, this isn't worth it, or maybe I just need 4 cubes or whatever? Did you seriously consider changing your collection as a result of the move?
No.
David, on to you.
I just hated every minute of it because we were just buying more and more boxes. I felt like there were never enough boxes.
So when you started, you mentally thought, okay, I've got X.
Right. I counted the cubes.
Right.
Counted the cubes.
Yes.
I figured how many would fit in a box. And for some reason, I always I underbought quite a bit. And probably because I put some extra padding, probably because I didn't put them in too tight.
Yep.
So yeah, one IKEA cube doesn't fit exactly in a U-Haul box.
Right.
You could probably fit 3/4 of it, right?
For the most part, yeah. I guess it's the way I'm putting them in, but I'm getting about 3. Yeah, I'd say 3/4. I think that's probably a good read. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah. I've been like a Tasmanian devil, especially here lately, because literally this weekend is it for us. I mean, we'll still have access to the house. It's nothing like that, but I'm just, again, re-sleeving and putting them in. David, you've moved more times than the Gypsies and the Lon Chaney movies. At any point, did you be like, you know what, this is not worth it, or I'm just going to only have a small collection?
I'm at the point now where I'm going to be selling most of my duplicates.
So what does that entail? Give us a percentage of duplicates what's your duplicate to collection ratio? Look at that math. Let's go. Probably
around 5%.
Okay. Well, Well, some of you VC vampires in the gallery, David Bianco has just basically said, come get some.
Yeah, I'm going to be selling them strategically.
Oh, strategically.
Strategically.
Strategery. Look at you.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
So yeah. So I mean, but all these years, I mean, my record collection's been like a sixth appendage on me. So you do the math.
Wow. Wow. I'm not a scientist, but
Now my wife has said one day she's going to say it's either me or the records, and I'm going to be one lonely guy. I can tell you that.
Arnaldo, we got a question from the infamous Felipe of Jazz Bum's notoriety. Can you fit a MoFi one-step into a UHQR box?
Oh, let me go get one. Let me see.
I cannot answer
We
that.
want to try this, Felipe. Your dream could come true. I'll go get one, and we can attempt this.
Listen, we need to hit that cash app donos if we're going to start doing these parlor tricks, guys. You got to really leverage the talent here. Come on now.
You can actually, if you throw away the box.
Oh, hang on. David Bianco is now doing show and tell. Hang on. I'm going to make you big on this one. David is now attempting to stick a one step, mobile fidelity one step. It's just not working. It's just not working. Some things were not to be meant to be inserted into other places, David.
Felipe, I'm not sure. We may have to call QRP.
That's weird. You know what's ironic about this is that my pretzel logic sounds like Carole King. I don't get it, but it's okay.
That's funny. So Music Talk with John, who just went to the Orlando Record Show. Holy shit. We've got the first ever dono, and it comes from Norman Maslow. Wow. I was totally messing around. Look at this. And Mazzy's comment is, and this is an adult show, he says, fuck the box donation.
Mazzy is drinking. Yay.
Amazing. Hey, listen, Mazzy had me laughing so much this weekend on Georgia's stream. I was cackling like a witch. I think that was exactly what he said. So noted, Jason, if we have some libations in Austin, I may have a witch cackle coming at you. I'm just letting you know. First time I'd ever heard it called that, but I had a few, went to the Ice Cube show or the festival, but I digress. So Music Talk with John says, raise your hand if you have albums stacked on the floor in need of a home. Oh, I guess he is asking. I mean, you're not a record collector unless there's got to be some floor play, except Arnaldo. Arnaldo, do you have any records on the floor?
Yes.
You do. Oh, man. So
I need to get rid of my duplicates.
Well, those are David's duplicates, but are you running out of space, Arnaldo?
Did you hear that?
That's a yes.
Was that somebody in the background saying yes? Oh, that is so amazing. I love it.
Well, the reason why some of them are still on the floor, because I haven't listened to them yet.
Ah, okay.
I haven't cleaned them yet. I haven't put them in proper sleeves yet. So
I haven't even unboxed them yet.
Well, listen, David, I've got a great idea, and tell me what you think of this idea. You can don't open any records you get for about a week, 2 weeks. Keep them in the mailers, and then you can go online and have a opening party, and then you can field questions by taking donos to prioritize them. I'm told that it's a common practice around certain parts.
These are actually records I'm putting on the side that I'm going to give away when I hit my 3,000 subs in about a week.
Oh, so. Check that out. Arnaldo Mazzi says to get those records out of the guest room. So now we have some high-level demands coming out.
Did you read my response?
No.
Oh, hang on. Hey, wait. Oh, I'm going to read. Oh, you have to read the response. It's your response, please.
Too late, Mazzy. The guest room is where I keep the website. Because they're out of the way.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Well, you're gonna have a digital experience in that room.
Oh my gosh. So good. Well, I think we've talked this topic to the death. I think we can all agree that it doesn't sound like anyone has seriously considered getting rid of their collection. I've contemplated it, But at the end of the day, like Jason said, sometimes it's just not even worth. It's more work to get rid of than just move it and keep it and all that kind of stuff. But all that said, if in 2 weeks' time there's not a Surface Noise episode, actually there will be. I'll do it from the hospital.
It'll be in traction.
I was gonna say if I'm in traction and a full body cast, which is what I feel like. Like, so we have a hot tub at the current house.
We could have a cast party.
I'm gonna soak, and maybe I'll feel better. I don't know. Anyway, well, we'll put a bow on this episode here of Surface Noise for the podcast. Again, moving records. It's never a fun thing. It's a necessary thing. So what do we call it, David? What, necessary evil? I think it's probably
evil.
Necessary evil. But
2 words: college hunks.
Listen,
Dream apartment.
If I don't get an email from college hunks coming up, I'm going to be really, really upset. Oh,
hey, you got another dono. You got another
dono.
I mean, I'm going to be eating. I'm going to get that nice hospital room. I mean, forget the used equipment. I'm going to ask for new equipment. So VU Meters, thank you for that. Very kind of you. It says my floor is more albums than floor. I'd make my first VC video if I didn't have to clean my listing room. Truth. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you for doing that. Yeah. Anyway, that'll wrap it up for this part of the presentation for Surface Noise. Concert Buddy, moving and grooving, and going to be in a body cast not before too long. I want to thank my guests, Jason Rojas. You took out some of the P's in one step. Did we have an editing situation? Because you had step.
Do you want me to add them back on?
No. You're good. And self-proclaimed #1 most hated in VC.
Yeah, and he's going to sleep in. He's going to sleep in that bedroom when he's in New York because he's a one-step guy. See.
And Arnaldo, despite the technical difficulties, we're still going strong. There you go. Any challenges to continue on the stream after?
Well, no, I switched computers, so the IT department is going to have to handle that.
Got a trouble ticket in? Okay, smart. Appreciate it. And David Bianco, Safe and Sound Texas Audio Excursion. Also a former break. Where was it? Break-In? Is that the movie that you couldn't get through on? Because you were dancing at the beginning of this.
Yeah, right. That's where I was going.
You couldn't make the audition where they made you spin on your head. It just didn't work. I understand. Well, thanks for joining us. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Chance.
Thanks.
All right, perfect. So enough on moving. What's going on in the lives of our panelists and the collecting of our panelists? I picked up a couple records as just kind of a fun homage that I'm packing, and I actually was sick of records. I got sick of records this week. I'm like, I don't even want to think about it. I'm like, I'm just gonna not do anything till Austin. But then Arnaldo, I finally found enough records for the VMP cash in. Finally. But guess what?
You pulled it.
I pulled the 8
coupon.
I pulled the coupon. So I've got an 8 ski coming, and I'm not even going to bet you. I guarantee there's you want to talk about boxes. We're talking about boxes. Get ready because the 8 ski is coming. So that'll probably be one of my first videos once I relocate.
So I emailed customer service why that one album, which was an essential record of the month, is not eligible. Like, I can't apply the coupon to that one. I have not heard back yet.
That was like a week ago, almost.
No, I only emailed them 2 days ago.
Oh, got it. I know we talked about it.
I mentioned it to you, and I kept trying because I figured that video, that album, and it's the Immortal. Jason, do you have that one? The Immortal Otis Redding?
VMP? Yeah,
the VMP version.
It's good. I was playing it during the movie. It's very interesting you brought it up because I literally played it.
So you got it when it was an essential?
Yes, I did.
I skipped that one. And then, or maybe maybe it was in the period that I canceled my membership before I rejoined. I think that's what happened. It appeared like it was during that period that I was no longer a member. And when last Thursday they did a repress, they do the Throwback Thursday,
right? Yeah,
where they make available prior records, right? And I figured.
Side note, I think isn't it probably their safety stock on damages? Would you think? Because why would they not try to sell everything they have? interesting, don't you?
No, I think there was a repress.
Oh, it's represses.
A lot of times they have represses.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I figured, okay, this is a great opportunity. I'll add it to my cart. I go to check out, use the coupon. It was the only one that was coming off not free. And I figured, okay, maybe they're doing that until, because usually the window, they kind of time it for the swaps and stuff like that.
Yes. Yes.
And let me wait until the swap window closes, which was today. I tried again today and it's still not, I don't know, it's still blacklisted.
So since Mazzy broke the ice on the donation situation, okay, so where are you moving to? I'm actually staying local. I'm actually moving from St. Louis City proper to the county, which is like the suburbs, because unfortunately St. Louis Metro has not found a way to reconcile their county with their city, and so there's a lot of dysfunction and lack of shared services, and the policing is suspect in the city. It's better in the county. You know, I don't want to get into a socioeconomic part of this, but places like Nashville, Indianapolis have gone through similar things in the last 10 to 15 years. They found solutions. Unfortunately, St. Louis City's leadership is not focused on the right things. So they it made some more sense to move out to the suburbs. And there's actually, not to get too graphic, but there's actually a guy murdered less than a block from our house. And so this is 2 years ago. It was actually my last day at Nike. I came home and I was doing something in the garage, and yeah, it was a bad scene. And my wife had she's actually lived in city proper pretty much her whole life, and she was like, we're ready to leave. That was 2 years ago, so it's no fun. So anyway, so yeah, we're going to the county proper. Oh, we got Wyoming Dave. Dave, listen,
hey guys.
Wyoming Dave, if you don't have a tank top, I'm not sure I can give you admittance to this here. Like this is off brand. This is off brand. I was telling David before we got started that you're trying to get into live streaming yourself. It looked like.
We stopped with John to say something to you.
No. Listen, I told David that it was like a couple nights ago, and I was just perusing my subscriptions because I subscribe to Wyoming Dave. People should subscribe to Wyoming Dave. And you had a card saying my first live stream.
I changed my mind about that.
Okay, because it said going live at 7:32 and it was 9:27 and nothing had happened. So I was curious what happened. But you should do it. It should be a good time.
Yeah, Music Talk with John was trying to talk me into that too.
Listen, Jazzbone Mike, you're gonna laugh. I really thought about getting into local politics, and I was gonna go full on WWE heel, and there was no way I was going to lose because we had the guy who was our alderman was this guy named Joe, and he had a business on the side as a car wash. So the man's email was Car Wash Daddy. I'm not even making that up. And this guy needed to get taken to the cleaners because we had bad roads, there was mice in the trash, and I was ready, and I had it all worked out. And my wife said, just don't do it. Bad news. So considered it, but not going to do it. So anyway, Arnaldo, I'm sorry, we got sidetracked. So VMP, I've got mine coming. You still can't find. I mean, now you couldn't get your full 8 because you couldn't get the Immortal Otis. You're not ready to pull the trigger on a lesser title just to
because I kind of like filled in a couple of slots because I'm so close. I was like, you know what? I'll give this other album a chance. Like I even added, even though I have a copy of Biggie, Ready to Die.
Yep, Ready to Die.
I have like a RSD version that came out 5 years ago.
Yeah, when it first came out, probably, right?
Yeah, with a different cover. This is the one with the baby on it, the one that VMP has. So I was like, you know what? All right, I'll add that one, even though I already have the album. And I was like ready to pull the plug. I had my 8. I type in the coupon, and it says total due $37. I'm like,
yes.
That's not possible. And I was scrolling up. I'm like, dang.
So all I know is I got the shipping notification, I think today, that it's funny you brought up Throwback Thursday because I never seem to be able to get in on that. But last Thursday they had it. And, I guess because I'm having so much trouble moving these records that the vinyl gods shined on me. And they actually, I don't know if you guys saw last Thursday, but they must be breaking apart the box sets because they were selling individual titles out of the Herbie Hancock box.
Really?
The Quincy Jones box. I believe the Stax box. So I picked up the one of the Herbie Hancock titles, just
Which
because.
one? Because I looked at the throwback list and I didn't see that much that I was interested in.
Hang on, I have to look it up. It's been a minute.
Unless they threw it, because they throw in surprises. That's
that Otis Redding's available, right?
Yeah, it is available.
Okay,
it's just not available as a free selection.
Yeah. No, so
$40.
the one I picked up was Headhunters, which is probably his most, like, I don't know if iconic title, but it's a very, very commercially successful title, 1973. Yeah, right. And I already have a couple copies, but I guess, like I said, I think they were breaking apart the box because it wasn't available ever as a standalone. And it was like 4 or 5 titles from the box. Like I said, there was about 4 or 5 titles from the Quincy box. There are some from the Willie box too. So I don't know if they just said, pardon my French, Wyoming Dave, I don't know if they just said, fuck it. We need to get out of this inventory. So we're going to literally scrap the boxes and sell the titles. That would be my only guess. I mean, Jason, what do you think? Do you think that's there you go, Dave. Jason, do you think Vinyl Me Please would be so bold as to just scrap a bunch of boxes to sell some titles that were like dead inventory?
Who knows? I mean, are they sell? It's not sold out, right? The box sets are not.
No, it's $280. You can buy them.
You got to do what you got to do.
I think maybe it's possible that they
Overpresses.
They overpressed.
It's overpressed
because they will overpress because of defectives, right?
Callbacks, yeah.
So instead of returning the whole box, they'll say which one is defective. Okay, I have a problem with that title, and they'll just send you that title. I guess they had a less defective rate than they thought, and they're selling off the because how long has that Herbie Hancock been out?
Oh, it's months. I mean, at least 6 months, I would say.
So whoever bought it would have already complained about any defective albums. So probably I think they're just going through the extra ones.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now we got a little controversy. I know I try to stay away from the controversy, but sometimes it just shows up at your doorstep. And I found that the best way to address the controversy is just to meet it head on. And we've got Mazzy, who, again, the first dono in show history, said, I'm pissed that the jazz shirt shipping department is MIA. Now, for those that don't know, the Jazz Bums have made a bold choice. And you say, what's that bold choice? They've gone into merchandising. So you, if you want to wear that Jazz Bum logo or anything affiliated with the Jazz Bum logo, they got you. And it looks like Mazzy placed an order. He couldn't even get a friends and family on this one.
Well,
placed an order.
The Jazz Bums are branching out for also corporate sponsorship.
What?
Their logo is also appearing on other channel streams. You know that.
I did see that. That is true. We've got a lot of cross-promotional situation, and I like it. I like it a lot. Because, sorry, JBM, I'm going to spill the tea. He sent me the updated logo so we could put it on the podcast website. So I should have known that was the beginning. That was the domino of this new direction the Jazz Bums are going in. Merchandising, cross-promotional. The big interviews, they've had some big ones. They had Kevin Gray on there. They had Esposito, which, by the way, guys, I need that audio, by the way, whenever you want to hook it up for the podcast. Oh, is this Darren? Oh, my God. Hang on a second. We've got the newest. Let's get out of the controversy for a second. We've got the newest YouTube sensation, not named College Hunks. You ready for this? Or maybe he is a college hunk. I don't know. It's the only man I know in the vinyl community in a log cabin. That's the one. The only. Oh, he's gone blank.
Who is it, Jason?
Oh, what a disappointment. Jason, where are you? Jason Arsenal, where are you? Where are you?
He's in Canada.
There he is.
There he is.
Jason, hello. Jason, hello. I'm hearing myself.
Jason, shut down the YouTube.
The audio on.
I'm gonna mute him. Mute the YouTube part. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready. See, this is what you have. You have emerging talent in the YouTube community, and we've got all the technical difficulties. Let's get back to this controversy because that's what really sells. That's what's salacious. Patrick, the vinyl archivist, who's been in the news lately, said the Jazz Bums customer service is worse than Rhino's. That's a bold statement. That is a bold statement because Rhino's customer service does not exist.
Sorry.
Jason, are you with us? Jason Arsenal. Speak.
Take it off mute.
Hello. From the
Signal's
log cabin
signal's
lodge.
got to get to the log cabin. So.
We got to get the signal from the log cabin. Jason. Hello.
Oh no.
Jason, are you there? Hello. This is like talking to Rhino's customer service right now. You think somebody's on the other line?
No, it isn't, because you can see a face here.
because you don't hear this. Like if you would make a call and it falls through, this is what you usually hear. Right? You know that you're not on the other line, but Rhino, they're smart. They connect the call and then they just don't speak. Jason, are you there?
Well, I think.
How about now?
Yes. Welcome, Jason. This is your first time on the Surface Noise presentation. Big doings. What's going on?
Yeah.
It's an honor. It's an honor.
An honor. Yeah. Get out of here. Jason, listen, you're already doing it right. You got a catchphrase for your videos. You've put out what, 2 videos so far?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
He's already got a catchphrase. He's already had good content. I think your last video was about time, right? Like when you listen to certain records.
Yeah, what time of day? Yeah.
So it was
that
actually
was a cool one.
It was actually a good concept. I mean, you're going to be smoking us fools in no time.
That's right. Like went with
Speak
that.
for yourself.
Doesn't have the legs of the top 10 records I listen to, but that was pretty good.
Jason, don't chase trends. Chase opportunities. That the top 10 is over. I know if anyone's making those top 10s now, they're well past.
Missed the bus.
you miss it. You'll be getting 4 views on that video. I promise you. The time has passed.
Yeah.
Well, Jason, congratulations on breaking up to the other side of the camera.
It's
Now
been
you're
awesome. Like getting in the comments, like what a blast.
It's
Yeah,
fun.
it is.
It's fun until you get that first troll. It's like stubbing your toe.
Jason, my suggestion is find artists who are really old, do videos on them now, have them in the can, and when they die, hit it, send them out.
Now we have to address again. This is the controversy that happens with a live presentation. Whereas Mazzy didn't even get customer service with the Jazz Bum shipping department. Melinda Murphy has already she's ordered her sweatshirt, so no challenges there. She is already on board with the Jazz Bums merchandising empire. I like it. I like it a lot.
Well,
Jason,
as we know, ordering and getting it are 2 different things.
Well, I mean, that means she got through. Either the website worked. Melinda, tell us in the comments below, was the website experience, was it UX? User experience, was it top notch? Or was it just mid? You know what I mean?
You're missing a chance. If you purchase the sticker, right, then you get that fast delivery that the in-groove promises. Okay?
The sticker is the key. You got to get it over. On the website, Jazz Bums, comment on this because I honestly don't know. Do you have a free shipping threshold? Like if I ordered $250 worth of hoodies, would you at least hook me up with some free shipping? I know you guys. Can you guys hook me up with friends and family free shipping? And I'm not talking about media mail or first class. I'm talking about priority. What do you say? Anywho, Jason Arsenal, the latest, greatest talent. They're like a supernova. You enjoying the experience so far?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I think my connection is terrible tonight, fellas. I don't know what's going on here.
Jason, this is what happens. YouTube tries throttling you. If you get too red hot out of the gate, they put you in what I call YouTube jail, and they start throttling your distribution. Trust me, it happens.
Yeah, someone mentioned this before that, like, I don't know who it was, if it was David or someone else, or maybe it was Sam St. John. If you hit like a certain benchmark, you're kind of there, and then like they throttle you back, and then you have to regain those subs.
They play games, and I'm here to tell you, they've been playing games with my heart and my subscriber base, because that's true. It's felt like, and David and Arnaldo, you guys speak to this, and Jason chime in too. But once you get to a certain number, you kind of plateau for like a hot minute. And then it feels like you have no new subscribers for a week, 2 weeks, whatever it is. And then all of a sudden it's like they put you in a cookie jar and then they open it back up. And all of a sudden you get a subscriber again. And I don't know if that's deliberate, if that's some kind of psychological thing of making you appreciate getting new subs.
When you're under 1,000, that usually happens more than you think.
Hey,
When you're over,
Yeah.
it doesn't happen that much.
oh, well, David, I still haven't broke through to the 1,000 berry.
I know,
Thanks for
that's
rubbing
why
my
I'm
face. Thanks for rubbing right in my face like a dog soiling the carpet. Thanks.
You're so
Jeez.
close.
Well, listen, hopefully by the end of the year, that'd be nice. That's the concert buddy goal. We'll see if we get there. But
What's bad is when you see it starting to go backwards. That really sucks.
hey, when I ran that contest, I'm not kidding. It went backwards. What a joke. I was giving away Vinyl Me Please, and it went backwards. I said, no more. No more. No more. Harry, the pride of the almost Tacoma. How's it going, Harry? Good to see you
Hey,
on here.
Harry.
So Wyoming Dave, what? Oh, hang on.
It's-
Wyoming Dave, what's your caption say? We
What
got to
did
make it big.
Did
Hang
you do
on.
that, or did that just came on here? I don't get the mayor of the VC.
I don't know. That must have been on from the last time. Remember
No,
last time you were on?
Well, yeah, you started up with an old thing.
Yeah. Well, no, I think the joke was that Dave knows everyone in the vinyl community on Facebook. Like anytime, I don't do Facebook that often, but Dave connects with everybody.
I've friended a bunch of people. Yeah, that's true.
So if there's anyone on Facebook in the vinyl community, Dave has found you. Trust me, he has
did
found
give
you.
me that chance. I wonder where that came from.
That's fun. That's funny.
Yeah, I think Russell's last comment is true.
I'll have to
Courting
use that next
controversy.
Hang on.
Courting controversy seems to get the subs. I mean,
That's true, but I think that's true of anything, honestly, in our culture now. I think if it bleeds, it leads times 10. I think that's just kind of where we are. And unfortunately, these social media things just are kind of built to, I hate to say bring out the worst of us, but sometimes it is, and you see some ugliness. But
you missed those Tony Bennett videos. I mean, that was your opportunity right there.
David, again, you're rubbing my face in it. I've been too busy for these video ideas, and they just come and go. And then I can't. What am I going to do?
Hey, Malaya's doing a wardrobe check on Dave. It appears on that last comment.
Listen, when you got a brand, when you have a successful brand like Wyoming Dave does, tank tops are us, and he comes up here wearing a T-shirt.
He's obviously wearing his tank top as shorts right now.
Well, it's getting cold. It's starting to get colder here, kind of.
Oh yeah, we're here in fall. It's fall time.
Yeah.
So guys, what kind of records have we been picking up lately? I tried starting when I was a little bit more professional about the Vinyl Me Please stuff, but I did see someone comment earlier about the meters. I had that actually starred. Let me start there. Lucky 13
would be great.
Yeah,
Who's
Lucky
putting out the
13 said
meters
my
on?
3 disc of the meters arrived from Jackpot today. Great sound and perfect pressings. Highly recommended. I think Jason Rojas also highly endorsed that situation. Oh, this one. Yeah, you sent me a video, Jason. Tell us about it.
This thing came out in '97, but this is the first release on vinyl, so 2023. I love this record. It's their last record before the last released record on a big label before the singer passed away, I believe, right?
That morphine will do that.
Oh man. David Bianca.
I know, Bianco's on fire. What label put this out?
I think originally it was DreamWorks, but this is
Light in the Attic?
recording, which
Is it Light in the Attic?
Yeah, is it Lita?
Yeah, could be.
yes,
Mazzy says the Morphine Lita are wonderful. I'm just curious if that's part of that same reissue or no.
yes, it is. So far, like it sounds okay. Like I think there's a lot more mid-range and bass. Of course, there is no guitar on this. It's just bass, sax, and drums. But I guess I don't remember. I thought there was a little bit more flair to the recording, but it's still pretty cool to have this actually.
Nice. It's exciting. I like it.
What do we know about that Jackpot record label? Like, is that the one that the meters is on? What do we know about that label?
I believe that's like a store.
It's a storefront in Portland. I've unfortunately never shopped. I've walked by it when I used to do the swoosh stuff up there, but I think, and they're also doing the Sam and, is it Sam and Dave? They're doing some other reissues I saw. Gosh, who was it? So Jason, to your point, I think they're really going for it. They're doing, somehow they've, out of the 400 mastering jobs Kevin Gray did last year, heard that on the Jazz Bums podcast, by the way. I'm sure these are some of those titles, the meter stuff, the gosh, was it Sam and Dave? Who was it?
They're doing Booker T and the MGs, I
Booker
believe.
T, thank you.
Yeah.
Booker T. Yes, I knew it was something like that. Okay, perfect.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Neville
Soul
Brothers.
Dressing.
So Jason, tell us about these three, because not only did you endorse it, but the famous senator from Kentucky, not named Mitch McConnell, Bob Bradley, also raved
I
about
didn't know
these.
he did that. So I need to give it a negative view. So Jason Arsenal, this is what you'll learn. You'll develop controversy. Oh, Bob Bradley gave it an A+, so I got to give it a C-. Okay. Oh wow, Malia, jeez.
So Jason, these have been, I'm assuming, long out of print. I mean, I did see some of the OGs go for some serious coin.
Yes. So I mean, my favorite one, of course, is this one, Strutton, because they do a cover of Wichita Lineman, which is what, Glenn Campbell, Jimmy Webb.
Yep.
Yeah, Glenn Campbell.
So this is like one of my favorite ones. So far, it does sound good, but compared to the original, just my opinion again, like the stereo is reversed, like the guitar is on the left side of the OG, now it's on the right
I
side.
read that. Yeah.
Huh.
And then there's some missing like high end. I mean, I'm hoping Kevin Gray isn't mastering for UHQRs. Sorry, David Bianco, had to go there. But I mean, I still think it's cool to have this and like have it out there, because what are you going to do? Pay 100 for an OG? Like, this is what, 30?
Did what color did you get? I know that's a stupid question, but because they had a very limited run, and then they have is this the one that's available now? These colors? Yeah.
Yep. So I think there was only 500. So, and then of course this is that spectacular one for Strutton, right?
That looks pretty good. I mean, I will give these companies credit.
Yeah,
the
that's
color
nice.
variations are really pretty clean, though.
That's cool color on that meters one.
Jeffrey Beaumont, he bought his for $2 20 years ago. Come on, man.
Wow, come on.
Can you highlight his
Jeffrey.
comment, Chance? Like,
Yes. $2. Yeah, well, those days are over, Jeffrey. I'm sorry to say.
So I think these are totally worth it. Like if you're into them, you know.
Sure. I mean, especially I think you can get them if you buy all three. I think they give you a little price concession, but was it?
No, they didn't, because I didn't buy the
no.
Jackpot Records special, like the sticker. Sorry.
Hey, was Aaron Neville in that group or not? Just his brothers.
Yes.
Art.
That's him on it, yeah.
They're in the bottom corner.
Just art.
Yeah, I see him, yeah. I know what Aaron looks like, yeah. I got you.
Wow. Didn't know that. That's cool.
Look at Wyoming Dave bringing the fastball. I like it. Well done. Well done. Nice. How long ago did you pre-order that, Jason? Can I ask?
I think it was just like a month.
Oh, okay. Because it is available. I'm not trying to sell it. I actually have it in my cart. I haven't pulled the trigger because I bought a couple other things in between, but I think I'm going to do it. I didn't want. Listen, Jason, I've taken your advice. I'm not trying to cave to this vinyl community FOMO. Even though two voices I really appreciate, and Jason Rojas and Bob Bradley endorsed it. It's in my cart.
I am not sponsored.
Endorsed
I
it
do
on
not
drastically different
Jackpot
levels.
Records.
Hey, yeah, I bought this a few weeks ago.
Nice. Let's make you big, Dave. Let's go.
It's like a 2009 or 2021.
Is that the 45 RPM or just 33?
No, it's 33 and 1/3.
Okay. How's it sound?
Great for being
Okay.
recent reissue.
Nice.
And I just showed you this is my showed you this on Instagram.
Oh yeah, you sent me a note on this one. Yeah, listen.
Walmart got back in stock here finally.
Is that the colored one? That's like gray. I think that one's gray.
The three record set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Sounds
Dave,
good. I'll listen to it.
You're gonna find it hard to believe, but I got all those Walmart color variants in the Metallica reissues. Hard to believe.
I have a few of them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not bad. They're all right.
I got the Saint Anger one. No one likes either.
Well, Saint Anger, as you know, is a very controversial record because they did that movie One Kind of Monster, and then they were in the process of changing bass players, and James Hetfield was in rehab. So much going on.
The 72 Seasons album too.
Yeah, the last album's pretty good. It's not too bad. I actually enjoy it. So Mazzy's saying, buy the two new Morphine records. Hi, Mark. So is that one of, like Jason just showed one? Is there another one?
Yeah. So this is like the last one that they were working on, but it was never released, until he passed away, the singer. And then they
got it.
Like the CD comp of this, I believe. But I haven't listened to it yet.
Is it? Can I? So is that a nice jacket? Like I'm not saying they did a Staunton treatment, but is it just your typical kind of jacket treatment on that one?
Yeah, it's just typical. I mean, the booklets that's included with the stuff is really cool.
Okay.
It's like fantastic. I mean, it's cool, like history again. Like if you weren't familiar with them, like this is great. You know.
Okay. So it's a good introduction for somebody who's just kind of like new to it.
I don't know if I would pick these records. I would probably pick like, maybe Yes, and what's the other one, Cure for Pain? I would pick up those if you're not familiar with the band. And then
Okay.
again, like if you like them further, then like Swimming would be the next recommendation,
Okay. Nice. I dig it. All right, around the horn, David Bianco. What have you picked up lately? Show us your wares.
Let's see. I just boring stuff really.
Oh,
that's
Hang
pretty
on.
cool.
Mugwumps, and that had Mama
Mama.
Cass and Denny Doherty in it.
So that's pre-ham sandwich, Mama Cass. That's impressive.
Yeah, yeah. And this is on the original WB Gold.
Gold label. Stir.
Yeah.
I never heard that band.
I got this is in Throughout the Door,
Yep,
but it's
cool.
the B jacket, which I was missing.
Oh, so you have the other 5 then?
Yeah, I have the others, yeah. So,
Oh, very cool, David.
yeah, I got the B. So that's
So is it easy? Is it easy with the bag on there? Is it easy to identify the 5 if it's not open?
it's on the side.
Hang on, let me
Here,
put it.
it says it still want to look at me.
David, you're just
Is that
too
me?
handsome. The camera is making a choice, and it's going for your handsome visage over
No,
that.
it's going for my large forehead.
Oh, now you're showing us. Okay, well, we trust. Yeah, I see. There's something there. We trust. It's there.
B.
Hang on. Now, is this true? Harry is saying that Mama Cass did not die from a ham sandwich.
No, that's true.
Is that an urban myth?
It's an urban. Yeah, it is. It's
And Chance, can you show Nathaniel?
It was a
Martin?
peanut butter sandwich, actually.
Oh, yeah.
No.
The Mars man
Turkey.
says it was actually a turkey. Okay, as long as it wasn't like a $5 foot long. I mean, that's all I'm worried about because that would be terrible. That would be terrible for that brand. It'd always be bad as having an endorser who's a child molester, but that never happens, does it?
No, never.
Oh, chicken bones. Is that what happened?
Yeah.
So okay, but it's not a ham sandwich. How do you
Right.
chicken bone to ham sandwich? I don't know.
We knew it was food related. I think that was really the point.
Well, yeah, I think it's understood. I think it was understood that there. No, Jason. No, we lost Jason. What happened to him? Logman. What
There he
happened?
is.
How did we lose you?
Pretty easy. Yeah.
Jason, YouTube is listen. This is what happens. YouTube will try to break your spirit, and they threw you off this stream, bastards.
Yeah. Well, they do expect some sort of an internet connection. I mean, it is so
Jason had good connections when he
subtle
was on
requirement.
Northern Revolution's Rob show.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
And you know how I told you I was clearing out all my duplicates? So I bought one of these today.
You're single-handedly keep as royalty checks fat, David.
Inner sleeve for that.
Yeah, right. I need a new inner sleeve. Yeah, but it's in pristine shape. And everybody I know occasionally says, I need a copy of Can't Buy a Thrill. I can't find one. They're too expensive. So I'll sell that one to somebody for $20. So,
What condition is it in, David? Because I don't have
VG plus.
Oh, are we going to make a record deal right in front of us?
What kind of grading system do you use? What's a VG++?
Well, it's
not with that torn inner sleeve.
No, I'm talking about the record.
Yeah, David, you shouldn't have shown us. Now you've lost your leverage in this.
Yeah, well. I happen to play the record, not.
Which label is it? Can you show the label?
ABC, right?
It's ABC.
Is it the one with the blocks or? Okay, it's the square.
Yeah. I've got the one with the blocks too. Got plenty of them.
Oh, Harry has got to clarify. Harry is all over the Mama Cass story.
David, did you play test it?
I haven't yet, honestly.
All right, let me know.
I'll let you know.
I may be interested. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Oh, look
Can
at that.
I show you guys what I got in the mail today?
Please hang on.
Sure.
Before we do, Arnaldo, Harry is all over this story. The Mama Cass, we're getting to the bottom of the. I can't even laugh talking about this. There was supposed to be a half-eaten sandwich on the nightstand, according to some stories, which started the whole ham sandwich thing.
I see.
Listen, by the end of this presentation, we're going to know how Mama Cass died and what kind of protein was in her gullet that apparently did not end well. All right, Arnaldo, now up to bat. What do you got?
Surprisingly, today it arrived in the mail. I was not expecting this until October, but the Diamonds and Pearls single.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
already. Wow.
Excuse me.
That's Prince. Yeah.
Nice.
Limited edition.
Nice low number. Look at you.
Did that actually come out
1991.
in-
That's an interesting end number, isn't it? I would have thought they would have done 1999. That would have made more sense.
No, it came out in 1991. That's why.
That's
Oh, is
really
that why
good.
it says that? Okay.
Yeah, the album came out in 1991.
Okay, got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Mm.
That's it,
I'm
Arnaldo.
not overly wet. I also have the one that came out for Sign of the Times.
Okay.
Mm.
Nice. I dig it. Well, you guys are going to laugh at this one. Well, look, I actually am showing this one on purpose because I did want to have a conversation on this one. But first, we'll start with the cheese one. So I went to one of my honey holes yesterday, just spur of the moment. And sometimes I catch them with a good one, and sometimes I don't. And I've been actually looking for this. Look at this. Look at it.
Boingo,
Boingo, Boingo, OG. Real happy. This is something I've been looking for. This is obviously Dead Man's Party. Danny Elfman, perhaps outside of marrying Bridget Fonda, perhaps his best work.
Where'd you find that at? What shop?
We didn't go to his. It's called Record Exchange. That was the one with all the
Okay.
45s I was telling you about.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Good album.
Listen,
I found this way back.
are you doing a Jason Rojas and trying to one up me right now, Dave? Come on now.
I found this way. I bought this way back in the '90s. Some used record store in
It
Denver.
was signed by Danny Elfman, yeah.
Oh,
Every
you
year.
bastard.
It's got a naked photo of Bridget Fonda in it, too.
Plays good.
Okay.
Yes, she does.
Dave is kind of like replacing Jose, who pulls records out like on command. It's like, bam, here it is.
He's got a lot of props. He's got a
I
lot
like
of props.
it. I like it. I got a bunch of synth bands from the '80s in my collection. You know,
Nice.
Okay.
Nathaniel Mars.
He's known as the orifice of Wyoming. So
David Bianco, Nathaniel Mars was giving you a run for your money in the jokes department today. He says
Yeah.
Whole Ham was my high school nickname.
wow. I hope he's not Jewish.
we should get Nathaniel Mars and his mask up here.
Hey, he's welcome anytime. So the record I kind of did the tease on is the one that clearly is very unanimous, and there's been David's on it. Yeah, hang on, I gotta make myself big. I'm a real talent at this. So this is the booklet. I've kept the booklet outside because the booklet was on the inside, obviously. And when I open my copy, mine has a little bit of warpage, plays through. My turntable handles it like a champ, but what a really nice recording. I got to say, in my opinion, and you guys tell me what you think, arguably one of the better live albums I can ever remember. And
My number one.
it is your number one?
It's my number one.
So how much do you think, though, because obviously I think it was Jonathan Demme did the movie part of this. Do you think that's because they were doing the movie part and so they had great microphones, they set it up for the visual?
Little known fact, Talking Heads raised $1.2 million toward making this movie, and a lot of that money went into the audio portion of it.
Really?
Yeah.
And when you say raised, like, did they from the tour? Like, how did they fundraise?
I say they raised it. They forwarded 1.2 million into the project.
Ah, okay. So they did make a capital investment into making sure.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it was intentional that they wanted to have optimal sound return then. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think they were real happy that the first album only had like 8 tracks on it, you know.
But I enjoyed the first album. Again, I think I didn't do the pre-order. Like I saw a lot of people did do the pre-order. I just happened to hear.
Look at the last line there. Why was
was
digital system used for the sound? That was a big deal back then, right? Using digital.
Yeah.
Why is that the last question? Why a big suit be the first one?
Is this the place? Is that not a question?
Yeah. See, the difference is to David Byrne, that suit is not an oddity. So that's
Well, it's been interesting because, like I said, I didn't pre-order it, But when I heard that it was making the rounds, like the first weekend it came out, I went to one of my locals and got a copy because I like the band. And when I heard it had extra tracks, I'm like, okay, there's a return for this. And then apparently it sold out everywhere. Arnaldo, I know you and I were talking about, did you end up getting a copy?
Yeah, on Barnes and Noble.
So you did. Oh, so Barnes and Noble did come through for you. Okay.
They what did, do you think? And actually, I'm very impressed by their shipping boxes.
Oh, was it
and
like
today? I got another order from Barnes and Noble, and yeah, they're actually. I think they're better shipping boxes than Mine and Me Please.
Well, that's a very low bar, Ronaldo. I mean, they could put it in a Domino's pizza box, and it would be an upgrade. Mine and Me Please box. Let's keep it real. I mean, it's bad news.
David, I watched your video on Stop Making Sense. I hope you don't get offended, but I'm probably going to make one tomorrow because there's a few things you left out and didn't notice, and I'd like to bring them up.
About the record or about the...
Please hold that Steely Dan for me. And, you know.
I was going to say, let's not kill this deal. Let's...
No.
Hey, for the most part, David, I totally agree. No, there's some things that you left out, but I totally agree with what you say. Like, in terms of the sound, I think the songs that are in common with the original, this is inferior. For most of the same reasons that you brought up too.
Okay. No, I have no problem, with more and information. And I mean, I don't even have a problem with contradictory information, to be honest with you.
Listen, you guys have it out. I'm trying to drum
up. No. And it's just that I felt like there were a couple more things that I personally wanted to expand on because I didn't even know you were making.
You should.
So
you should.
I took some. No, I took some. And I did a very detailed A/B.
Great, super, great. I'll watch it. I love it.
And we'll compare notes.
No, it's no problem at all. Really.
And honestly, I don't.
You guys are doing this controversy thing wrong. Can you call each other a name or something, please?
No, but we agree. I think that probably the original does sound better. Damn! That's the wrong.
But as I said, the new one is good, very good, and it has more, so it's better. In that regard.
Totally. If I didn't know the original, I'd be totally happy with it.
Yeah.
Is this one of the bylaws of the vinyl community, Mazzy? The law: only one person can ever speak of an album.
No, and totally, I totally love the fact that there's the whole concert is on there.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's recorded beautifully. And if you didn't have the original, you probably wouldn't miss it, right, David?
No, at all. No, I agree with that 100%. I just think there's a certain airiness to that first one. And, there's a lot of, guys, sometimes an OG, if you're used to it and you've listened to it a lot, your memory also is a little biased, right?
Well,
because it's real familiar.
And I like also that the track listing, they tried to follow the track listing. I don't even know why on the original, since there was so much, available space that they had to alter the sequence of the album. Like the sequence of the concert, at least if you're cutting it down to 8, at least put them kind of like in chronological order. Right. But
well, David, we've got some pointed commentary. Before Arnaldo comes and steals your thunder with his video, we're going to give you this opportunity to answer this question from VU Meters. Again, the second ever dono on this presentation. David, I have to watch your video. How much better does the OG sound?
I just answered by typing. So,
listen, guys, I'm trying to be the host with the most without French toast here.
It's new and easily accessible, and I'd say rather than trying to find the original, which isn't all that easy, I just buy the new one and move on.
So here's a comment, Matt and David. Let's see. You haven't answered this one yet, have you?
No.
The new one is great, but slightly compressed. Do you agree, disagree?
Yeah, I agree. That's part of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they tried to add a little more punch to it, I think, and the compression did some of that.
Now, I don't know. Listen, I'm going to show my ignorance. Who is Darko Audio? Is this a real channel or is Felipe?
Yeah, it's a real channel.
Are they like a review channel or is it somebody I need to check out?
So this is the way of him saying mine isn't any good. It's okay.
Well, I think
Felipe, come up here and we'll get a fight going.
Felipe is the one who turned me on to the Darko review.
Yeah.
So I watched that one first.
Okay.
And then I watched David's. And I think you're talking about two different things, right? Darko is focused on his spectrum analyzer and all his digits. And he doesn't really give me the impression that he listened and compared. Because he talks a lot about the various versions of the compact discs, and he holds up the original vinyl, but he didn't process it through his spectrum analyzer. It was very informative. I have to say, he broke down all the various versions of the release, and he gave a lot of information. It was very well done. But if you're going there to figure out, did the original vinyl sound better than the repress, you're not going to get that answer from him.
Yeah, I know.
Because he doesn't address it.
Yeah, it's kind of like people that look at a spectrum analyzer of Pretzel Logic.
Right, it's like the guys on the Huffman forums. They're always talking about, I put it in the spectrum analyzer. Look at all
Jason, how big is your spectrum analyzer? Is it? Oh, you're going to
went away.
If he comes back with a turkey baster, I'm shutting this stream down. I'm sorry. Yeah. It's just going to happen.
And so anyway, in the end, you know what matters? If you see on the graph and the numbers and the little ratio that he uses, the 14, the 13, the 10, none of that matters if when you play it in your house or whatever system you're playing it on, if you enjoy one more than the other, that's really all that matters.
David, sorry to switch topics, but
exactly.
David is gonna explode if this is true, because that is his all-time favorite movie. That Thing You Do. Leland, don't upset. If this is not true, David's going to have a stroke on this presentation. Are you looking it up right now, David? I know.
I know. Yeah, I am, because I heard this and I forgot to look it up. I heard this earlier today.
It probably sold out. Oh no!
Is there a press release on it or anything?
It's on their Instagram, David. So
okay.
Mobile phone, Instagram application. Check it out. Okay. Leland, you literally this will make David's whole year, because that is his that's your number one need on a pressing, is it not, David?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't see it on the website, so I'll have to
hang on. Hang on a second. I'm gonna make this happen. You know why? Because
you got a copy of this album.
Well, I do have a copy. By the way, you're gonna have your contest for 3,000. I'm bowing out because I think I won 2 of your contests already, and I don't want people to think the fix is in. I think that'd probably be poor form. So I'm gonna sit.
Well, good for you.
I'm gonna sit the next one out. Hang on.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm just previewing this. Make sure there ain't no. Hang on, Leland. Is it in the stories or the posts? Help a brother out, because I'm not technologically savvy on this stuff.
But which one is this? Mondo Records or Mondo Say TX?
Yeah, hang on. It's a video.
Are they out of UK?
No, they're domestic. I mean, a whole realignment. They usually do soundtracks that they're doing. How I think some of their soundtrack people went to Vinyl Me Please now. Posts. All right, hang on. I'm on this one. Mondo. We're gonna get to the bottom. Nope. That's definitely not something I can put on the air. That's not.
You know that I'll put a link in the private.
Rojas, you found it?
Well, no, there's something even cooler, but
cooler than David Bianco's all-time favorite Grail.
I don't know if David Bianco knew about this, but looks like it was a real deal in 2020.
Oh, the bid for it thing?
Because if you only do this if you're ready to put it out, you know what I'm saying, in 2020?
Right. Yeah, and then they got bought out or something, right?
God. But I think Felipe has the link. Let's see here.
Hang on. Jason, I got the link you just threw in there, I think. For Pete's sake, I've messed this all up.
Yep, that's still from 2020, Felipe. We better not spread that.
Oh, fake news. We don't do fake news around here. I don't want to be shut down for salacious stuff.
It's too Don Rickles.
Oh my God. Here we go. David's got props and everything. So I'll share this, but you're saying this is from 2020, Jason?
Yeah, the link is from 2020.
But so let's ask Leland, is that what he saw?
Oh, that could be. Hang
Why
on,
doesn't
I'll-
Leland put the link in here for us?
Leland, help us old guys out. We're really failing at this.
So Leland, is this on Instagram? Wow,
What he
what are we
says.
doing here?
Hold on. So this is what you sent, Jason, right here, correct?
Yeah, and I think that's the same thing that Felipe sent, right?
It's on Mondo. I got it. It's on Mondo News.
Hang on, David. I can't show this and show you holding your phone up at the same time.
Yeah, it's on Mondo.
Hey, Mazzy, can you come up here for a few minutes? I want to have you and David Bianco show us videos on
There
your
we
phone.
go. So Chance,
Hey, I learned from the best.
if you hit Leland's link,
Yeah,
and then
I got
share
it.
this.
Yeah.
Thank you, Leland.
See, this is what happens, guys, when you I gotta pull it from YouTube. Hang on a second. Copy, open a new tab. Booyah.
Yeah,
Oh, here it
that's
is.
what I-
There must be audio to it too. All right, hold please. Watch this. Let me get rid of this one. Stop screen.
So there's
Present.
no dogs going to be thrown into a river,
But
right?
it really doesn't tell us anything, does
Yeah,
it?
basically.
They just put this up as a teaser, it looks like to me.
Hang on. I'm gonna hit the audio. Hang on a second.
Watch when the
Yeah, it's just a teaser, right?
watch him wipe his feet. They don't show it. The guy walks in and he actually stops and wipes his feet on the mat.
Well, David, how do you feel about this? This is perhaps
That would
the
be
greatest-
great news. That'd
This-
be great
this-
news.
Is this the greatest night of community career? Hearing this news on the Surface Noise program.
No, the greatest news would be a link where I could actually buy it.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
It looks like somebody at Mondo found the 2020 thing and threw the same video up on their Instagram today just to jack with us.
Hang on. So Leland says, look at the comments. I have to screen these comments because if there's like some zucchini emojis and stuff like that, I don't think I can show this. Oh, it's just people are real excited, it looks like.
Leland, there's a comment there from a guy saying, the grudge that I hold against you people for acting like you were going to release this 3 years ago and then you didn't.
I saw
Oh
that.
no.
Right.
He really used you people? Oh no.
Fire.
We can't show that. You can put gifs in the comments now of this.
I like the last comment. Give it to me now.
Bianco D of Tech. David, is that your comment? Give it to me now.
No,
Give it to me now. Come on, go. Oh,
seriously.
wow. Well, Leland, I think you just made David.
Thank you,
do it.
Leland.
That's some interesting news.
Just keep watch on it. That way
Well,
I know.
It's funny though, because I was talking about that earlier. So Mondo had this, and I guess still technically does, a reputation for putting out these deluxe soundtracks. They use the thick, gatefolds, a lot of custom art, etc. But I guess they were purchased, or there was some kind of M&A situation where there's a restructuring, and so the guys who are like the real creatives of that piece of the business now are at Vinyl Me Please, and I think they were supposed to do the Goonies, if I'm not mistaken, for their first release, and it said end of summer. Arnaldo shaking your head. It was promised end of summer, but in typical Vinyl Me Please fashion,
Like the Pearl Jam that was supposed to come out in June, right?
that's been moved to Furnace Record production because now in fairness, I do want to be kind to them. They've had permit issues and there's been delays. David, you probably know about this too,
Oh, yeah.
but they've had some troubles about getting the plane up and running. So I'm not making light of that, but that is the danger of trying to put like an actual due date on something when you don't have an actual building established. I'll say that. But David, what can you enlighten us on some more of their headaches about getting that pressing plant started in Denver?
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of permitting issues, and there's a lot of new environmental stuff that's come through, and some of those things affect the ability to get approvals to do certain things, and there's more hoops that have to go through. And then if you're building a contractor who set up all of the setup for you didn't get stuff permitted ahead of time, they start bringing all the material on board on site, and then they can't do anything with it.
So let me ask you this, because you've been involved in probably like warehouses being built and centers of excellence and all that kind of stuff. Who is ultimately responsible for not having all that lined up? Obviously, like some things you can't predict, right? Weather delays, material shortages, all that stuff. But I'm assuming there's a project manager on this.
There should be a project manager, and that
How much
should fall under their
blame in a
responsibility.
situation like this would you, let's give me a percentage, is roughly the project manager's fault, if, for lack of a better word?
Probably 80% at least. Yeah.
Because they're supposed to predict that they're supposed to see any kind of obstacles well in advance, permitting,
Yeah.
anything that can
Well,
be controlled, right?
and then when they quoted it, they should have taken all that into account too, right? So I mean, it's not only a time issue, it's a cost issue as well.
Oh yeah, of course.
So yeah.
For sure.
Sorry, I have breaking news. That album's going to come out, and it will feature Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters.
Cool. Excellent.
Jason's even smiling. Jason, oh, look at this. Listen, if you want to see people holding up their
That's
phones,
a question.
we got them.
That's a question, not a statement.
Not an alternate sleeve, but you'll be happy. So it's
So the reply from Mondo seems to be a real deal. All right.
verified. So thank you, Leland.
Leland, you're the star of the show today, Leland. If you want to come up, I threw a link out there. Let's see.
I'm gonna post a video on there showing me and Chance having the album already.
This is the only live stream.
I got it on a double 45. So
the only live stream where David Bianco and I are excited about Captain Geach and his Shrimp Shack.
So, David, can you comment on this? Harry said that he heard that David Rawlings was involved with the pressing plant, which he says is great news if true. Do you know anything about this?
I've heard his name mentioned, but I've not been able to verify that actually has happened or is happening.
Gotcha. Okay.
I know the guy from QRP is involved.
Gary Soderstrom, right?
Because Gary had to come back to Kansas to help because of somebody. Their lead plating guy was
David. Tell us, spill the tea. What happened?
Just they needed some backup, some more additional training on some stuff.
So Gary made a return to the hallowed halls of Salina.
Hallowed house. Yeah, I guess he.
Wow. So he didn't burn the bridges like Thelma and Louise. Like Chad actually. Chad didn't change his card code.
Well, You got the same thing. You got an RTI. You got the guy that was running RTI, operations guy. He went over to Mobile Fidelity. Yeah. Him and his son.
Well, how's that pressing plant coming? Because aren't they like these pressing plants? Same stuff, permits and all that.
Yeah, I mean, California and Colorado are two of the more litigious.
Oh my goodness, here we go. Now David had to just take it there.
It is what it is, guys. I mean, it's true.
I hear you.
People are moving out to other states for those kind of reasons, honestly.
This is a fair statement. Music in the House's project manager can see obstacles but can't change them. Very true. They can share them, but it's up to the team to use them. So I'm sure David Bianco will be all over this story in the coming months. And I am looking forward to a full expose on exposing what happened with these pressing plants.
So it is controversial. Like we all just say we're opening up pressing plants, and then whether Beats, MoFi, or VMP.
Well, I guess I can spill the beans. I'm actually moving to a warehouse, and I'm going to live out of it, and I'm going to press records out of it too. So it's the Concert Buddy pressing plant. It's going to be it's the top of the line. We have one pressing machine. We do 300 press runs. Send us your digital FLAC files, and we can make it happen.
Is this plant going to be affiliated with Stunty?
We're working on a transcontinental and transatlantic partnership. Stunty, unfortunately, has had a lot of bodily harm lately, so he hasn't been able-bodied enough. So the negotiating has kind of been on a pause. But we're hoping to resume probably in Q4. We'll keep you posted.
You can't go out tonight. You got pressing with Stunty.
Harry, that's right. We're going into business. Surprise.
Got studied tonight.
Oh, good stuff. Man, we're coming up on 2 hours, boys. Why don't we go a little bit past 2 hour mark? We'll call it a day. Oh, hang on a second. Brad Thiel's still here. Doesn't Jose have a pressing plant? That wouldn't surprise me. If Jose is secretly pressing records right next to that 7-Eleven he took us to that one time.
Brad,
with the dog attacking him.
What he didn't tell us
wouldn't it be funny if all the records that he shows are all bootlegs that he's pressing
for $5? That would be one of the greatest controversies ever. That would be more controversial than Scootergate or the orphan auction or any kind of this contrived stuff. If Jose literally was making bootlegs in a pressing plant, and that
he
dog
was
was the security dog.
on live streams.
that Rodney Dangerfield was bootleg.
Ron Dangerfield.
Oh, amazing. Oh, Caesar, listen. He says, so you guys are trying to keep waiting for the first Vinyl Me Please program. Well, you're not going to have to wait forever because they had to subcontract it out to Furnace. So it's still going to it's probably come out this year, but.
And don't even think about adding it as a free record.
Now, if that record happens to have pepperoni on it, you probably got it from Little Caesars. So.
Hey, Music Talk with John. I enjoyed your Orlando videos. I didn't comment yet because I literally watch them and then I go to bed.
So you put them to sleep, in other words.
Doesn't put me to sleep, but it looked like a great meetup. I'm a big fan of meetups when it comes to the vinyl community. It looks like you had a good one. There was other people sitting at that table though when you guys were showing records, but I'm assuming they didn't want to be on camera. But it was a good presentation.
David, aren't you?
Hey Russell, I have some real Rodney Dangerfield records. I have 3 of them. So.
Oh,
he had quite a. He's got one in the back where there's a fire hydrant and there's Rodney standing near it and the dog's pissing on Rodney's leg instead of the fire hydrant.
Well, Russell, here's the good news. We know a guy in south of the border who is reportedly making Rodney Dangerfield bootleg records. He'll probably be on the next presentation. See him in 2 weeks. We're gonna pin him down.
He said, "I don't get no respecto."
Speaking of comedy records,
yes,
I don't know if you guys have seen Dr. Roberts' first video.
Mazzy's friend, yeah.
He gave like a panoramic. He kind of like went around his record room, and he showed a section that was like probably 50 or 60 records deep, and he says, "Oh, those are my comedy records." I was like, "Whoa."
Wow.
Did you hear the Beatles are suing him for going online with that name?
Oh,
you didn't hear that, did you? Didn't hear that, huh? Yeah, it's real.
Was it? Well, wait. Did they sue him under Doctor spelled out or DR Doctor?
I'm keeping a seat open for you, Darren. Get up.
Only Jason and David will pick up on that.
Yeah.
You got to choose smart from me. Hang on, what we got?
DR.
Here? Oh, you already have it ready. I see.
What does the label say?
I can't believe we're doing.
Depends which version it is.
Well,
Yeah.
You're like Jose. You're pulling these records out as soon as we name them.
Accurate.
We got
DR.
Oh, but this is the Harry Moss.
Can't see it from here.
It's Doctor, all spelled Doctor. D-O-C-T.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
I
you
see
go.
it.
Yeah, okay.
I see it now.
So not even the Beatles knew who it was.
Oh, Harry's got a good point. He says he's not actually using Dr. Robert as an ID though. So
okay.
So that's probably how he's getting.
Then how do we find him?
Robert Hart, I think his name is.
H-A-R-T, E-H-E-A-R-T.
H-A-R-T.
Okay.
Like Bret the Hitman Hart. No, you're wrestling, David. Come on.
Heart to Heart, that TV show.
Oh, and very interesting.
Yeah.
Chance, if you haven't seen the video, in one of his future videos, he's hinting at showing how he repairs seam splits.
Too soon. But I'll probably watch it. No, I caught a little bit of the first video just to, let's see how many people is he up to. I did subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe to each other. I'm just saying.
I know. I keep reminding people on my video, it doesn't cost anything. And you know what it dawned on me? Because I had a family gathering and one of my cousins is like, "Oh yeah, I'm enjoying your videos." And his mom, my cousin, was like, "Oh, you have a channel?" It's like, "Yeah, you haven't." Yeah.
Oh, the word.
He's telling the mom, "You haven't subscribed yet?" And I was like, "Oh, subscribe?" I was like, and he's like, "No, it doesn't cost anything." So apparently, some people think when you subscribe to a YouTube channel, you're committing some kind of money, like like the OBC or something.
Extortion. Listen, we need to dispel that myth. Maybe that's why I haven't got to 1,000 because people think they got to pay to be part of this nonsense.
I'm not paying for this shit.
No kidding. Listen, free as the day is long. Hey, let's. I'm gonna plug Jason Arsenal's channel too. Now I'm thinking. I know he's got the worst internet in Manitoba or wherever he's at, but let's. I will plug Dr. Robert real quick. This is the channel. Literally just started, I think. Hell, this week.
If that face doesn't scare you, nothing will.
So, well, that's probably when he started his YouTube account. But yeah, there's an introductory video. See, I started watching it. I haven't got all the way through it, but I did send a comment of support. I need to finish it. But retired spine surgeon and listen, Dr. Robert, if this gets to you, you'll probably be seeing me in a few weeks after I'm done moving these records. so if you could come back into active duty for me, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey guys, follow Dr. Robert on Instagram too.
I do follow him there. Yeah, when Mazzy brought him up in a video, I did start following him there. All right, let's find the legend that is Jason Arsenal because we need to show what's going on. Jason got David. I'm not going to spill the tea, but you did him a real nice solid because you were showing his first video, and Jason told me privately he had so much fun looking at his face on your presentation.
Yeah, I know that feeling of embarrassment.
Hang on, so this is the fastest rising star in the vinyl community, and I guarantee you know who Jason Arsenal is. He's one of the most supportive people in the community. If he's not sending me nudie pictures on Instagram, he's telling me I did a nice job on a video or what have you.
He sent me one of you, actually. But anyway.
Well, and I didn't even say what the nudity was, to be honest with you. But so he's got 2 videos out. Holy shit, Jason, you got 3,000 views. That damn top 10 shit. I should have probably done a video because look for his first video. No wonder he's got. Holy shit, you've got 219 subscribers in. Jason, has it been 2 weeks? Damn.
Yeah.
You
promoted him, man. We promoted him.
Well, shit, he's going to soar past me in no time. And then David Bianco's next. Look out. Well, no, I mean, holy cow. Good for you, Jason. That's great.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, the one thing is people will watch some of these live streams, after, and, you'll get 800-900 views on a live stream when you only had 40 people on.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So that's,
Well, shit, Jason, you better start making some merch. You better come up. You put that tagline. What's your tagline, Jason? Remind me in the comments.
Hey, he'd have more videos up, but it takes him 4 days for the video to upload.
Holy shit. So the good doctor has 250 as well? Damn, you guys are on the accelerated class. Holy sheep shit.
Well, that's because Mazzy's gypsying him out, I'm sure, somewhere. It's just...
I think it took me like 3 weeks or maybe a month to get to 100.
No kidding. Yeah,
248. And that was just your family, right?
Yeah. Right, exactly. Family and friends.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I mean, unbelievable. I mean, I'm clearly doing something wrong. Good for you guys, man. I hope you guys soar past. I'm not even kidding. Good luck to you. That's great.
I managed to get up to 110 anyway. My subscribers.
Listen. Oh, here it is. So this is the one that's going to sink us all. Spin it often, spin it loud. That's pretty good. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. That's a good one. It's not as good. Just spin it, which is obviously a clear bastardization of my former employer, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, Mazzy said he pushed a die. Sure, of course. Yeah, that makes
sense. Friends. This is your friend. Would you push him into traffic? What did you do? Come on. Is that a one and done video for Dr. Robert? Come on, man. That's what you doing. No, that's good. Well, hey, good for these new channels. I'm all about helping the new channels. And like I said, It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. So if you're watching this now, you're watching this later, sitting on the toilet, wherever you watch this presentation, subscribe to these channels. They're nice guys. They're just wanting to come out and talk music. They'll find out all the hardships that the rest of us do about the trolls and the dramas and all that kind of stuff. But for now, it's a very organic, it's a very positive experience, and I hope you guys have fun with it. Instagram.
That's what it's for.
Yeah, that's a good push. That's a good push. Good stuff. All right, boys. Well, we're past the 2-hour mark. And I'm sure you heard me cry enough about moving records, so I'm about ready to retire. Yeah. Any last parting words before we sign off? David Bianco, former Soul Train line dancer. Anything parting words for the guests?
Well, this weekend in the U.S. is Labor Day. And when I was a little kid, I used to tell people that everybody was born on Labor Day. You figured out that joke.
Oh, David, we don't need any of that old timey stuff. Whatever you're doing, I don't even listen. I don't even know if I have a sound effect for that one. I've been working on a lot of
You got a
them.
toilet flushing?
Hang on. Yeah, David, we don't have any of that kind of stuff. Oh,
No.
hang on. Does this one?
Butthole.
Does that one?
Butthole.
That's the orifice at Wyoming Dave's place.
You like Huey Lewis on the news?
Man, listen. You guys are in for a world of hurt when we have the next show. Well, now that I figured out how to do these drops, it's gonna be it's gonna be the worst Fred Norris of Howard Stern fame that you've ever heard. Period. Good stuff. All right, well, Russell, thanks for watching. Let's wind it down. Was that Elliot? Well, Harry, you be the judge. I'll play it one more time just for you, Harry.
Butthole.
It might have been. I might have been. Elliot's making the rounds. He's been all over the place. No, that's actually Wyoming Dave. I'm gonna give you some homework. If you can tell me where I got that clip from.
I can guess because I've never seen the show. Is it from an animated Fox?
Okay, well,
King of the Hill, maybe.
Okay, so it's kind of you're very close. You're very warm.
Which one, Chance?
It came from Beavis and Butthead, which was the Mike Judge predecessor of King of the Hill.
Yeah, that was Beavis and Butthead.
That was the neighbor Anderson, and that's when Beavis stole his riding lawnmower.
Yeah,
and he's filling out the police report, and he said one called himself Butthole, and the other was named Joe, I think. That's one of my favorites of all time. I still laugh like that. I mean, I was back in middle school when that came out. How long ago that was, but anywho. All right. Well, thanks for everybody for joining us. It's been a lot of fun. We'll do it in 2 weeks. And until then, hang on. I gotta say it right. Spin it often, spin it loud. See you.
Later, alligators.
Take care, everybody.